Hi, Aussie Stitcher coming on the 2nd of January 2022. I hope you guys had a most fantastic New Year's Eve, and I hope this year is a stitchy year for you. A year of positivity, that's what I'm trying to go into. Sorry. A year of positivity, a bit of outlook, all those things. Thank you for everyone who's watched my whip parade and commented, liked, watched it. You guys are bloody awesome. Thank you so much. I did have one question, and that is why I UFO'd the Bella Filipina. And I think a bit of it was the fabric. Some of it was that those charts are hideously expensive, especially in Australia, but generally to kit up. And I wasn't enjoying it. I didn't want to stitch on it. I didn't love it. So yeah. I've gifted the chart to a friend, so I've completely UFO'd it now. I'm not going to go back. She's going, I don't know if she's going to keep it or not, or whether she'll do a giveaway on her channel at Stitch and Button Vicky, but it is what it is. I've given actually 90%, 99% of my billafilias away. I had about 4 or 5. They are around $150 to kit up when you count the fabric, the chart, the beads, and one of them was like $250. All the chronic and everything, and I just can't justify that for every chart. At least with Mirabilia, it's like one chart a year that can be that expensive. It's not every beautiful chart that he makes. He makes gorgeous charts. Do not think that I don't love his charts. They are stunning. They're just hideously expensive to kit up. I've kept one, and I will do that one. And I have decided that, like, while his charts are gorgeous, I might only do like 1 or 2, depending on what's been released. And I have to really, 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 really love it because they're so expensive to kit up. Right, I forgot 2 charts in my whip parade. One of them was the one that I was working on. I had worked on it and I had put it to the side to show you, and I just didn't. So December Fairy, which I started for Sophie. I now have a 15-year-old in the house, attitude and all. This is the MD162 December Blue Topaz. I just call it December Fairy. This is part of her 12-month series that she's been doing for years, of a different fairy for every stone month. And do I have it? No. This is a colour, no. This is Frost by Chromatic Alchemy. And this is on 32 count opal, and what do you know? I forgot my thing again. This is my before pick. I did 1,000 odd stitches, and this is where I'm up to. This is actually the fabric that I originally started Snow Queen on, and then the reality, I should have turned my lights on, of it barely fitting, and I restarted on the other fabric. So there we are. This is actually quite a small fairy compared to the other designs. So maybe I will get worked on that. So that is one that I forgot. And the other one I forgot, I was going through all the stitch and button bags I had, and I came across this bag with this fabric. There was no chart or anything in it. I'm like, oh, did I kit up something and not start it? No, I had started it. I just hadn't put the chart in or did a floss cards. This was my very, very last start, excuse me, that I did in 2020. with Harriet Stitching by Recovery. And this is Peony Garden. This is Mirabilia 2010 MD111. And this is not all of it, but she's a water lily babe. So, and I had to order another 2. Oh, I'm getting some writing. I'm really not sure what that's all about. So, she's going to be stunning. And no, this wasn't my last start. This was my second last start. My last start was Fairy Flora. And it's pink, like a light pink fabric. I should have put my lights on. And that's my start. So that is the last of my whips, absolutely. And then the whip that I worked on in January is Summer Queen. Forgot my book. Anyway. And this is stitched on 32 count Belfast from Picture This Plus confetti. And I did, my before pick, 1,000 and something stitches. I only did like 2,500 stitches in the month of December. It was crazy. So here we are. So just her hand comes in here, and then we've got the dress and lady's head there. So happy with this. I need to write how many, that last count to my previous count. I think I've done like 12,000 stitches, 13,000 stitches on this. Right. This is going to be a very quick video compared to my last one, but I just wanted to do a January update so that I can thing. So I went on to Long Dog Sampler. Stitch and Button has started this, and I loved it as well, and I'm probably going to copy her idea with blue silk from one of the lots of silks from you that I got on like a sandy fabric. But You Belong to Me, which is their latest release. Just love it. And then, because you just can't buy one, you know, because I'm cruising around, I got Castles in the Air. Kind of always liked this one, but I hadn't brought it. And then I saw this one and I was like, oh, I love the little details in this. Life After Death. I don't have Death Before Cross Stitch, but I like this one.
Mum.
Okay, mate, off you go.
And whoever you're talking to, hi.
Okay, mate, off you go.
Okay.
Quinto Acuto, the Pointed Fifth. Again, so many details. All right, guys, off you go. And the last one was the Pilgrim. So one day I'll start them. I haven't done a New Year's New Start. I just didn't feel it. I had one planned. I even had fabric picked out. I just didn't feel like it. So I had an amazing gift from Lisa Stitching and Such. Well, since you're here, can you go and get that diary off my corner of my chair? So you heard these. Will, enough please. Right, so one of them was this monthly diary. How am I going to do this? Right. So I was just looking to see whether I should cover up names or not, but the reality is most of these groups, guys, off you go, are closed groups. I don't know if the Down Under Divas is. All right, off you go, please. But we'll see how we go. So I'm in the Down Under Divas, I'm in the Daily 30, I'm in the New Magical Stitches, and then there's another group, another 2 groups, which are very closed. That sounds really bad. The person who runs them only wanted like a handful of people. I'm not going to say the names because you can't find it. And I'm in those as well. Reality is we're going to start off strong and I'm going to pet her off and not do anything. So what I've done is I've highlighted whips that like match, so I can match them into different groups. It is like this as well. There are a lot of stitching groups out there. I feel like I need to justify this and I don't know why, but we're just going to justify it. Some have thousands and thousands of members and they love the big groups, they challenge groups, or they just cross-stitching groups where you post. There are some that don't want a lot of people, and that is fine. If you want. I'm in some, I'm not in some. Some I'm invited to, some I'm not. Don't feel excluded. It's not that case. It's the case that the person who started it only wants a small amount of people, and that is fine. It's what they want, it's what they enjoy. Why not? Yeah. I feel really bad. And I don't mean to be. I know there's a lot of groups out there that are small and I'm not a part of, and I'm okay with that for that reason. Do you? One of the groups I was in, Stitch-A-Gone Trails, has closed. The admin got too big, or it got overwhelming, or she just had enough. I don't know. Multiple of things, life got busy, and it closed. And that's fine. You gotta do you. Stitching should be fun. It's a hobby, and it needs to be fun. It needs to be enjoyable for you. And if that is only stitching every now and then, if it's stitching every day, if it's stitching a little bit every day, if it's stitching hundreds and hundreds of stitches every day, do you. Be happy. Take into 2022 of the be happy, be positive, be kind. All right, my soapbox is going to be longer than the actual video. So anyway, Lisa gave me this. She also sent me this beautiful, it's fine. Look, I can't deal with it. Can you just wait? Fabric from Flosstube, vintage blue. This beautiful Silks From You PR124. That is just stunning. love it. She also gave me chocolate. Guys, you're not going to see that chocolate. That chocolate's history. It was delicious. This Joan Elliott Princess of the Snows, which surprisingly I don't have. And the whole reason for the chart is that she was passing along the stash and she gifted me Silver Moon tea that was gifted to her. So I will, when I start this, I will, one of the few times I will make a photocopy of my chart and I'll pass this along. That's kind of cool. And then she also gifted me all but one beads. So that was an amazing gift. So thank you, Lisa. Thank you for the chocolate. It was delish. The kids were definitely eyeing off it. And that's it. I'm done. Short and sweet. So going over goals. I'm still going to go with no new starts until I feel like I start, which I don't know when it will be. I am going to try and stitch a minimum of 100 stitches every day, because I find sometimes if you just sit down and stitch, you'll stitch and you'll enjoy it, and then you'll stitch more. If I don't some days because life's busy, work and everything, then that's fine. I stitched something like 47,000 stitches last year, and the year before I did something like 70+ thousand. And work and that work-life balance for me and spending time with my kids, stitching's gonna drop off. I still had an amazing finish. I'm still very happy that I met my goals. But I did find that I went weeks without stitching, and I feel like if I just make myself sit and stitch a minimum of 2 threads or 100 stitches roughly, it'll just get going. And if that's all I do, that's still 700 stitches a week on average, and that would be pretty darn good. I would like Winter's Lace by Gold Dimensions finished this year, or really prepared to be finished for next year. Summer Queen will be finished, and I'm hoping Siren and the Shipwreck and Strawberry Fields, if not finished, very close to. Once I'm finished with Summer Queen, I'm going to move on to Autumn Queen. Vicky from Stitch and Button will be my whip manager again, and she's picking a whip a month for me, and this month is blank. Oh, Flinch, and it's a full coverage. It's Charting Creations, Blossoms, Flinch, Golden Blossom, Golden Flinch and Blossoms. That one. Oh my god, I just totally blanked. And it's written down here too, which makes it worse. That's it. So there's some ridiculous goals that I probably won't meet, but I'm going to try. And I'm just going to enjoy it, and I'm just going to have fun. And if something's not working or I feel overcommitted, I'm just going to be happily drop something. Yeah. A lot more rambling and less whips. I've got kids walking around trying to be distracting. No, Michaela. So yeah, I'm gonna go. I got a kid that's staring over me. So happy stitching, happy year,
stitching!
and have fun. Thank you for everything.